Head to the sky, youngins but we focus. Working out and coping, bidding always joking. Eyes on the prize, commissary bloated. Doing all our homework, gates about to open. Came out on the same thing, had to get it back. Living
champion. We remain here. It's your boy Jay Black, aka Black Man. We got Mr. Anwar in the building.
What's up with you, Black?
We got Mr. M. Lang in the building. Salute. We have a topic today that's gonna span forever. Okay. You will see me talk about this probably once a week if I have a different guest. You know what I mean? If there was ever time for a narrative, somebody said a narrative. I don't think this is a narrative. I feel like I'm kind of killing the narrative. You know what I'm saying? But if you want to consider this a narrative, this is what this is. This is an agenda right now. Mm-hmm. But it's to get us in the right path and give a lot of MCs credit. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So let's start off with this. What is a pen? Y'all can answer, chat can answer. Well, let's go. What is a pen?
Well, when I was a young up-and-coming, battle rap fan, the first video that I watched under this man's channel was Top 10 Writers of All Time. Yeah. And he actually spoke with Chilla Jones and a couple other writers.
Mickey Fax,
and to compile a list. Mm-hmm. And pretty much if we're looking at it on the surface, right? A pen or a writer is a person that excels in a lot of compartments that make up a pen, whether that's punchlines, schemes, multis, angling, multiple entendres, chain punching, word association, rhyme schemes, and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. And it's strictly what is written. I feel like that's like when we talk about pen work, I feel like we have to talk about what's strictly written. Like what is written on paper. I know that sounds crazy because battle rap entails performance, delivery, and all that type of stuff. But when we're talking about pens and when we're talking about the writing aspect, it's the material that is written down. So that's literally what it is. And when we refer to top pens, we're talking about people who write at an extremely high level, but they may not always be like the most well-rounded battler overall. Back then, 2015, 2016, you had people like Quantum Physics, you had people like, if you want to say Danger Zone in that time period, you had a collection of battlers who were considered top pens because everybody knew that they wrote some of the best material in battle rap. However, I think that what has happened is like when we start making those characterizations, we start taking away the attributes that other battlers have, even though we may not put them in that category, i.e., a Sue Surf. Sue Surf, if you were to ask, fans, casual fans, right, what would they consider Sue Surf? They would probably say, a performance guy.
But I don't know, where do they get that from nowadays? That Surf is a performer, or anybody's a hitman's a performer. Like, what's being said? Like, what manual did they pick up? I just checked in the battle rap. This person's a performer.
I think what they do best. I feel like if they feel like this battler excels at one particular thing, and like you were talking about before, sometimes battler get pigeonholed to certain stuff. Nitty, we call him the best puncher of all time, right? But punching is one component of a pen. Yeah. And like you mentioned before, a lot of people say Nitty's the top puncher of all time, but they don't put him in that conversation as a pen, which is unfortunate.
But hold on, I want to jump back to the top of what you just said. You said a pen you named like 5 different categories, like angling, punching. So you name everything but performing.
Right. So
if a pen has everything but performing, why aren't these guys dominating 100%? It should literally be every year top 5, top 10 guys are pens.
They did.
Where did they die?
When you couldn't have big room events.
You talking about 1 year?
Yes. And then way back in
just 1 year.
I mean that's where they are now.
Just 1 year. Wow.
At the end of the day,
a year that only was actually 6 months. By the way, go ahead though.
A pen.
A 6-month year.
By definition.
A LeBron Lakers bubble ring. Go ahead, dog. I didn't know he was getting that.
I mean, again, respectfully, this is the thing. So, a pen is the material that you write. Your crafted material. That's what I define a pen as.
By the way, we changed the definition of what a pen is, right?
Well,
in real life, because we do that in battle.
It's a writing utensil.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. So the utensil used to write.
The verb is to write.
Even the word penmanship is kind of different in how we use it in battle rap as opposed to.
So that's what a pen is.
Yeah.
To your point of why don't pens excel, it's because I think the short answer is because usually it's easy to be overshadowed when you have a mass of people. Not everybody comprehends at the same level and at the same speed. So you go up there and you take Daylight's material versus Tay-Rock, which I think the culture universally agrees was some amazing material. You put that in front of 1,500 people, and you know the part where the people are reacting. He's like, how am I getting a reaction? Well, you got 10 people in there, 15 people in there. Everybody's listening to everything you're saying. Nobody's high, drunk, and standing on their feet for 12 hours. Pens, I think, thrive in that smaller room setting, i.e. the volumes, or you know what I mean, the quiet room, things like that. To make it, I guess, frank and honest, and I know people don't want to hear this, but battle rap now is a business, and businesses should entertain. Like, it's an entertainment industry. And not saying that pens don't entertain, but they're a lower rung of entertainment.
I feel like there are niche communities within battle rap. So you have your old school YouTube fans that love just watching stuff on the watch back and catching like the Easter eggs here and there.
Yeah.
Then you have your battle rap fans that want to see the performance aspect, that want to see like those big stage performances where like moments are occurring.
Right.
I think that when we talk about pins, and what you were referring to are people that specialize in penmanship and are considered or categorized pins. As Black mentioned before, everybody has a pin. Battle rappers as a whole are probably some of the best like lyrical people you're gonna find in the whole overall like rap culture, not just battle rap culture, rap culture. Even someone that we would consider like a performer, probably would have a better is probably more lyrical than a mainstream rapper that you will find on the radio today. But when it comes to as you mentioned earlier, sometimes pins don't excel to that higher level or move up the ladder. It's because they don't have that other aspect of battle rap. You know what I'm saying? They don't have the performance, they don't have the delivery. But now we're in the circumstance now where we have battlers who are transcending just being great performers or great writers. Like someone like Nitty, who started off as just a really, really great writer, great puncher, is now figuring out, okay, I can perform. Okay, now I can, change my delivery a little bit, you know what I'm saying? Add a few rap patterns here and there, and then before you know it, what still is a top 5 puncher of all time is becoming an overall top battler because he's starting to realize there's other aspects to battling.
Right.
And I feel like when you talk about the prominent pins, i.e. the Chilla Jones, the JC, the Daylight, stuff like that. You mentioned Daylight, right? Daylight excels not just because of what he's writing. Yeah. He's also a great rapper. When you can, when Daylight is getting into that rapid flow patterns,
how do you rap though?
Rapping is about cadences, flow.
But you have to write that,
and you have to write it. You do have to write it. But sometimes you for instance, right? J Black, would you consider Arsenal a top pen?
A top pen?
Yeah.
No.
But would you consider him a great rapper?
Yes.
That's where the distinction lies. There's people that can rap extremely well because they just know how to get in and out of pockets, how to use certain cadences, how to use certain flows, right? But then there's people like Daylight and Surf who can write at a really good level and rap at a really good level, which kind of Averb to me is another one of those guys in the early 2013. I want to say in the 2015, 2016, he was in that top 10 conversation. He may have dialed back a little bit, but I still think he's a good rapper. But he was another cheat code back then who was a great rapper and a great writer, which made him very dangerous. And I feel like what we have to do is start distinguishing certain things, right? Like what is rapping ability, which I think is what Champion Gold is getting at. What's rapping ability? What's performance? What do we mean by material? What do we mean by substance?
Not to interrupt. That's a great question. Who created this pen term? But I'm gonna let you finish your statement.
I feel like the people that created the pen term. Well, we don't know for sure, but I do feel like it may have been. The people who may have not been the best battlers, but have been told they're the best writers. I wouldn't be surprised if
great material.
Chilla, Kingpin, Chilla. We'll find out.
But I do think that there is, you know what I'm saying, it's unfortunate, but a person could be an amazing performer and not have the best pen and still probably be an overall better battler or have a better stature than somebody, as opposed to a great writer who doesn't have the other aspects and kind of get overshadowed. Because at the end of the day, it is entertainment.
Right.
Very rare do you find certain battlers who write at an extremely great level, and that's the only tool that they're using. Like, I feel like even like a Chilla Jones, right? I feel like Chilla Jones primarily uses like his pen, but even he figured out how to be slightly more entertaining, how to add jokes here and there. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I feel like you can't just be one, especially with being a pen, because at the end of the day, like we said, like, you can read someone's material or whatever, but that's not battling.
Right.
Like, you can write really well, but that's not battling. Like, you can have all these amazing schemes and all these amazing concepts, but if it doesn't apply to your opponent, and if it's not, you know what I'm saying, if it's not being able to be digested properly by the crowd, it's not going to matter, which is unfortunate. But at the end of the day, it's kind of what battle rap is. Like, it's battle rap. Like, it's, But
I want to make my stance clear, because we're still saying that we're still categorizing pens. I believe everybody's a pen.
Yeah, that's what it is.
I believe DNA's a pen.
Right.
I believe Clips is a pen.
Dot.
I believe Arsenal's a pen.
Right.
Rubando's a pen. I believe Jay Black's a pen. I think he's really a pen. That's just different. Daylight's a pen. Chilla's a pen. Two Surface a pen.
Jay Black
Hitman Hollis a
Houston
pen.
Barco, by the way.
You said what?
Fire. Jay Black. He raps on Houston Barco. He is a pen.
No, I mean, like Jay Black, that Battle Queens flip that's almost a million. I think everybody's a pen, but we just got to catch Shotgun Sugar's a pen. We just got to give them actual, points behind what they do.
yeah.
Now, when I say everybody's a pen, their pen could be a 20.
Right.
Their pen could be a 99. Their pen could be a 95.
Right.
But I'm not going to sit here and tell Rum Nitty, oh, you're a puncher. When he writes I think Rum Nitty is one of the best pens of all time.
Yeah.
Right. He says some
You know what I'm saying?
amazing stuff.
Things I've never heard before.
We told B Magic that B Magic is just a puncher. He's a puncher, but he's saying the most ridiculous stuff of all
And
time.
he's a great rapper.
Turn up.
Yeah.
From where they moving, looting, and shooting that boy. St. Louis truest. You seen the news and we shooting them toys. Give me the room and I'm moving on you and the unit of yours to keep that beat fresh. I bought something aluminum for you. That's writing! That's a pen!
Facts.
Well, punch! The man did this, and then ended off with a punch. You gonna tell me it's the puncher?
If you want to be technical, with internal rhyming outside,
What?
a bunch of things they went into that segment.
I think that's what happens though. When you punch at a high level or you perform at a high level, I think when you look at,
Shout out to Cash. Don't get the Cash.
I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna pay some hop. I'm gonna use Sue Surf. It's like basketball.
It's like basketball. Every day.
It's like basketball. Vince Carter. What is Vince Carter? He's a dunker, but he can shoot. He can dribble. He plays defense.
Yes, and people wouldn't even know that, like, he's ranked very high in top 3 in 3-point shooting. And
Oh yeah,
he's top.
Yeah,
he's
but
top-
he does got 20 seasons though.
Yeah,
but nonetheless, yeah.
Right.
point, yeah.
The thing is, people identify you by what I think your number one attribute is. A lot of people would say,
We gotta
what
stop
is Jay
doing
Black?
that.
So what is Jay Black?
We gotta stop doing
What
that.
is Jay Black?
Jay Black's everything.
Jay Black's an analyst.
Jay Black's everything.
But Jay Black also does commentary.
Yeah.
Jay Black
Face off.
right. Host face off, did a couple of battles.
Host actual events.
Yeah,
Did
so
what
it's like
Smack did a few times.
there's all those different things,
Yeah.
but he's an analyst. Like, you know what I mean? So I think that's what ends up happening. People take the thing that you do at the highest level. Like you were saying, everybody in battle rap, if you rap, I think you are a pen. But everybody's pens are at different levels.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So Dot has a pen. Dot crafts his material.
I just don't want people to be left out of an argument when we, and I think I can fall victim to this, I'll blame myself, when we do a top 10 this or a top 10. I feel like, again, Hitman Holler, right, he's performing, but it's like when he battled Bill, he literally took a step back to prove a point and rapped.
Yes, he did.
It was
Yes,
a
he
small,
did.
you was there, small
I was
room,
there.
small stage. He pretty
Fire.
much stood in one
Fire
spot for the
battles.
most part in
That
the
was
battle
fire
and
battles.
rapped.
Yes.
Bar after bar after bar. Like the MCs do this because what we say. And it's not really that. We said this thing. We said it. Shout out to JC. And I think JC is still one of the best pens of all
Yes, he
time.
is.
We're not. This is not an agenda to sit down or shoot down
Right.
a JC or a Chiller. They still got that.
Right.
Keep y'all crowns. You know what I'm saying? But for certain battles, when you say, "Oh my God," I think you said it before. I think I've said it as well. Sue Surf outwrote JC.
Mm-hmm.
Is that a reach? Is that a leap? Why is it, oh my God, you can't say that? Yes, we can say that.
It happened.
It happened.
Right. And if the only thing that you, whoever you is as the consumer, notices the performance or the projection, that's on you. But if you transcribe the material.
But I think, and this is gonna sound crazy, I think for some battles against, I'm gonna use Sue Surf and JC. Now y'all gonna go somewhere else with it, and it's not. I rock with JC. Shout out to JC. Shake my hand.
Mill's gonna be
I think for some battles, right, and I'm gonna highlight these when we double back again. Some of the pins y'all say that y'all love and this and that, I can find people that y'all put in a certain category that outwrote that person.
Yeah.
We're giving them credit as a pin as if every battle the penmanship is amazing. When it's not.
Another example.
It's not.
Another example. Not even.
It's not.
Not, and I kind of don't want to use JC, but another example that I used earlier, like JC and Loso.
Mm-hmm.
Loso is considered an angler, which angling is a part of penmanship, right? How you're able to, construct
that
a
material.
narrative or story behind a battler or touch on the topic, whatever. You can make an argument that Loso, who is never considered a top pin, outwrote JC in that battle. And and the thing is, it's a case by case thing. It's a battle by battle thing. Like there's
but it's a lot of cases though. I feel like as a culture we just skip over this and we categorize and we say this is what it is. It's black and white. No, there's a gray area.
Yeah, and I do think there's a few battlers who actually in the time period of categorization, actually broke the mold of being placed in a box, which is actually impressive considering how easy it is. Like Ill Will's one of those guys, John's one of those guys, A Ward's becoming one of those guys. But I feel like we have to do a better job of doing it at a much better level. Like I feel like you mentioned, once a person excels at one particular category, that's kind of what we want them to be placed at. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
I don't have a problem with saying that Nitty is a top, like one of the best punchers of all time, but I also don't have a problem with saying like he's a top pin of all time as well.
Right. And he's working on his performance and things like that.
Exactly.
People, you get better with time, but I think the main thing is that is something that happens. If you come in as a puncher, you got to work double hard to get out of that box.
Danny Myers.
Yeah, there you go. Like Danny Myers is amazing. Yeah, Danny Myers is amazing. But it's like, so anyway, I think everybody has a pen. I agree with you 100%.
We're not stopping here. I mean,
I got more
to say.
I had another example too. Another guy that and I think it helped. And I think Black actually brought it on the radar after the battle was over. But he was like, we say that B-Dot is one of the best anglers in battle rap, but when are we going to start talking about him being one of the best pins in battle rap? And my thing is, it's like, and one thing I've always said is like, if you excel or if you're the best in one category of penmanship, which is angling, how are you not in the conversation of being a great pin? Like, if Nitty is the best in punching, which is like one of the components of being a pin, how was he not in the conversation of pin? Right. Same thing with B-Dot. Like, there's
Well, I think the conversation was there for B-Dot being a top 10 because it was that whole B-Dot versus Lux conversation for quite some time.
Right.
And I think, Lux is we all consider a top 10. So
Lux is the top everything.
Yes.
Top rapper.
He's a top Geechee opponent.
Bar,
He's a top Geechee
top
opponent.
puncher, top angler.
We're not here for that.
You know what I'm saying? It is what it is.
Okay, we're not here for that. Put your gray hoodie away. Put your gray hoodie away.
Got a black hoodie. Shout out to Rolling Loud.
Shout
out to sir.
So I think B-Dot got that credit. Rum Nitty is definitely the one. I think Rum Nitty, they gonna kill me, but I'm gonna say it anyway. Twerk, and I'm like, these
Twerk
guys.
Twerk is a
yes, exactly. These guys say some outlandish stuff, but it's like Twerk does so much performance. His aggression, his believability, his delivery, all that overshadows it. Mm-hmm. So, that's what happens. But there's not a professional battle rapper, in my opinion, that's not a pin.
Mm-hmm. And I said this too, to actually give praise to JC. I feel like we mentioned him in pen so much. It's like, this man has a presence on stage that can kind of align with performance. When you gotta think him versus Rum Nitty, what'd he do? It's not, the crowd went crazy, not because of what he said. He just said, he walked in like,
you messed up.
You got me effed up, right? And the crowd went crazy. That's presence, that's performance. Like, he not getting credit for that because y'all keep saying pen. Just pen. I mean, he does other things. As well as B-Dot. B-Dot moves around when he battled JC.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? And you gotta give people credit, because I think if you're in the pen category, that's the only way you get credit for writing. So
Right.
if you're a regular MC that's not in that category, you wrote some amazing shit. You had a good battle. You did it great.
Right.
But they don't get credit for their penmanship.
Right.
Saga versus Chess. Third round. Oh, masterful from Chess.
Absolutely.
Amazing. Everything. Writing, bro. Everything. Where's his credit for that? In terms of penmanship, what he wrote down. The things he was saying. What?
Yeah.
Shout out to
He never got he never got credit for what he wrote.
And it goes
For what he wrote.
And it goes beyond just, having great punches. It was substance in there. It was, character assassination in there. That's what I like to call
Everything.
It was everything.
Call
in those
to
3
action
rounds.
of your belief, your faith, and this, why this thing.
The
Everything was
yeah.
in there.
Yeah.
Easy to block, Captain. Shout out to LTBR. He got a pin, a very good one too.
His third round versus Chess.
The imagery in what he does with his pen.
Right.
But what about that? What about that? What about making us believe or seeing things a certain way? That's a
You
pen
can
too.
paint that picture the way you
That's
write
a
it out.
pen.
Yeah, you see it in your mind. That's a fact.
What? You write that I can see? What?
Yeah.
God. A lot of things are a pen. I'm going to be giving credit to a lot of people. Like, yo, you did some great writing that battle. You're going to see that in recaps and reviews that we do. I'm going to highlight, oh, you wrote really good this battle. Your pen is crazy.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to just wait for Chilla to pop up. Chilla, your pen was crazy this battle. Or JC or Lux. No, you're going to see me say this about a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? The Sue Serves, the Easy to Block Captain, the Shotgun Shugs. You know, people that y'all don't put in this category. You're going to see me say this for a lot of people if they exude a great pen that battle.
And honestly, when we look at how we judge battles, if we do scorecards, we're judging what is said for the most part. Like
Right.
when you
And
go
you
on
had
that
to write it to
when
say
you
it.
go on that URL app and you're clicking on the reaction, I mean, there could have been a performative thing they did, but for the most part, you're looking at what line hit for you.
Right.
And that's what's written. So
Makes sense.
Again, shout out to Cassidy. He told you about the science. Y'all want to listen? Because Cassidy is one of the GOATs too. One of the best in the world. He is undefeated. 5,005-0. The science, again, the figurative language. That's what he was trying to tell you. This is this is pen.
Right. You didn't want to give him
Alliterations,
credit then.
idioms, transitions, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Metaphors, similes, all this. If this is being done at a high level, you are a pen. I feel like the majority of MCs do this at a very effective and high level.
yeah.
Period. You know what I'm saying?
You know how many
That's
you know how many
not bad.
bars we heard? Isn't it ironic? And then it led into you know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Twerk was actually one of my favorite battlers, or one of my favorite writers early on when he first came onto the scene because of his use of idioms. He still does them here and there, but like he was the one that really like made that prominent in battle rap and such. But no, I think every battler has a pin. It's just different levels.
Yeah.
And it's okay to say that because at the end of the day, like the same way that technically everybody, if you go on a stage, you're technically performing.
Yeah.
But it's different
Is it a
levels.
So I think MC's gonna be happy and gonna be mad at too because again, like the second phase of the compendium is like, okay, we do before the battle what we gotta do after the battle too. When the battle is super
Right.
close, like yo, here's this compendium. This is the other side of the compendium. His performance was at a 71. His penmanship was at a 83. So now if we gotta do these categories, what do we say now? But we're forcing you to acknowledge what
Right.
that person wrote, whether you felt he was a pen or not. Just saying. But I think what we really consider the pen, if we had to like really zone in and put it on a microscope, and I think for the earlier years when the person did something like this, I'm demented. I meant it. In my intent, I got intents an inch in with it, cut a quarter line like an ending, slip into this high with no remnants on how the event went, no resentment. I feel like that was kind of like, oh, that's a pen right there.
Who wrote that?
Y'all want to guess? Because the second
I
part,
say I know that.
the second part of what I'm gonna do is, we're gonna play a little trivia when probably next week, right? Where we just take random quotes from people and don't put a name behind it.
I'll say who
And
said it.
And who said it?
Right.
It's there's only a few pens, right? So if I take a high level piece of writing from this MC and then like, oh, who said this then? It can only be Chilla and JC and Lux, right? No, it's him. No, it's him. No, it's him. But this one, it's beloved. It's a little different, It's Lux. Lux said that. Only Lux is doing shit like that. It's a little different part of me. It's beloved.
But I do think that and I do think that by us highlighting this, if anything, it just propels the people that we do consider top pins even higher. Because imagine like everybody has a pin, but you're much better, or if not the top of the food chain, compared to everybody else. So I don't think that by saying everybody has a pen diminishes the people that we consider of that high caliber. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
In that if anything, it propels them. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, if you're the best writer and everybody writes in battle rap, then
Right, there's levels to everything. There's you have your performers. Everybody has some level of, well, not everybody, but most have some level of performance. Not everybody's going to be like Jack Boy. You know what I mean? But that doesn't mean that, or let's say, or Danny, somebody who's just
very
super animated.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean that they're not performing. Lady Caution has performance. Like, you know what I mean? But you wouldn't call her a performer at all. So, things like that. So it's you have to have like a metric. Like you're measuring them against one another. So your top pens are your top pens.
Yeah.
But a performer is still a pen.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think, this is not really a shot, but it's something I kind of played with in 2015. I ain't gonna show you yet. I'm gonna say it, but I feel like you could say whatever you want, right? Do a bar and put a name behind it, like, oh, his pen is crazy.
Right.
Like you can literally just make up a bar right now.
Right.
Like, oh, that pen was crazy. So I kind of did this in 2016.
Champion! Thank you for watching. And for more exclusive content and to be a part of the process, please subscribe to the Champion Gold Patreon. Salute. Shake my hand.
They tryna handle the wave, I can show them. I get my brothers paid like I owe them. Go crazy with a couple K's like I'm owed them. These haters in my face like I know them. Snakes all up in the grass till I'm on them. If they ain't in my clique, I don't bro 'em. My circle is tight knit like a